Well, break my boner, kidnap the Grim Reaper himself, and Grim Rape him, because holy hearing aid is Tom Cruise old as fuck. Listen, I love this guy, but after I just saw this trailer for Mission Impossible 7 or 8, or I don't know what fucking number Mission Impossible this is, but evidently the world can't get enough of them, and neither can I. Boy, they are milking this franchise harder than a dehydrated cow on a California pasture. Holy shit. Part 1 of how many parts? I mean, I'm excited, but damn. Tommy boy, you're starting to look like an old gargoyle, man. Tom Cruise used to run like a fucking champion, but I'm watching him run in this trailer and he looks like he's trying to hold in his diarrhea in his Depends diaper. Listen, Tom Cruise is a fucking legend and I love him. And anyone who says anything bad about him, other than me, you can fuck off. Because Tom Cruise made me. While he's not the greatest actor on the planet, he's the king among kings for action films. And to see him come this far and still be doing what he's doing, not only is it commendable, but it's getting a little funny now too. Because I gotta tell you, his age is really showing now. Before we used to ask ourselves all the time, oh my god, how does Tom Cruise make all these movies? How does he look so good still after all these Mission Impossible movies? How is he still doing his own stunts? How is he still doing this? Blah, blah, blah. Well, the years are finally catching up to you, Tommy boy. While I love you so much, I gotta tell you, you may have to hang up the Mission Impossible coat after this one, bud. Because the cracks are starting to show. Or in this case, the wrinkles, the bags, the crusty underlining, and the musty geriatric scent you give off ever so slightly. Now before up until this very trailer dropped, he was still an action-packed hero in my eyes. And his appearance and his films were not showing any sign of him letting up. However, after the trailer for this Mission Impossible 7 dropped, I completely started thinking the other way now. This guy is old and he needs to stop doing these kind of movies now, lest he has more issues than a defensive lineman in the next 10 years. This guy has probably put his body through so much shit. I mean, if Brendan Fraser looks as old, run down, and frumpy as he does right now, then I can only imagine what Tom Cruise is gonna look like when he starts to slow down a bit. Because I can guarantee you, Tom Cruise has done way more stunts than Brendan Fraser ever did. And poor little Brendan has had to go through countless surgeries to correct his body, and he'll still never be the same. And it's only getting worse as he gets older. I can only imagine what the situation for Tom Cruise is going to be like. When a guy like that does his own stunts for 30 plus years, it's got to take some kind of toll on the body. But I'm sure right now this guy is feeling it in his body. It also seems the dialogue is getting a little cheesy too, as the dialogue really took a fucking deep dive, man. I really dislike when movies and shows try to present dialogue as if it's all deep and complex, which in reality is just some stupid line the writer created to extrapolate some kind of awe and complexity. This is a Mission Impossible film. There's nothing remotely complex about it, Paramount and Tom. Don't try to make it complex and deep. We don't come to Mission Impossible for the dialogue. We come to Mission Impossible for the action, the explosions, and the mindless shooting at other people. We come to Mission Impossible to see Tom Cruise do things other humans and now other 90-year-olds can't do. We do not come to Mission Impossible seeking intellectual conversation and dialogue. Remember this, Paramount, lest you end up like Disney. Also, from the looks of his trailer, it looks like everyone's getting a little tired of the whole Mission Impossible thing too, but I digress. The trailer for this movie didn't come to much of a shock to me, as it probably didn't come to much of a shock to you. We all knew another Mission Impossible movie was on its way, it was just only a matter of time. And we were all definitely wondering how old Tom Cruise was gonna look in this one. While he does look decently tight for a 60-year-old, as gravity takes effect, the gaunts on his face are still apparent, looking very much like an old saggy pair of hooker titties. I guess Tom Cruise can stay all nimble and in shape and do all these crazy stunts because he's a lawn gnome. And when you are a lawn gnome, or you're just about as tall as a lawn gnome, or in the lawn gnome family, you can absolutely be as nimble as Tom Cruise no matter how old you get. And that is a beautiful thing, my fellow consumers. We should all strive to be lawn gnomes like Tom Cruise. Me, I'm 6'3". I could never be a lawn gnome, even if I cut off my knees. And as an actor, I'll always have stand-ins and have people do my own stunts, which is a great thing because I won't end up looking like I have a sore neck from licking too much pussy all day. While I am 100% looking forward to seeing this next Mission Impossible movie, as I have seen all the other Mission Impossible movies, I am not excited about my hero Tom Cruise looking like an old shriveled flaccid dick. Well, I guess that's just what old age does to you. Anyway, I am very excited about seeing this movie, but something tells me this movie might be one of the worst. I'm not sure if it's going to be one of the worst as far as action goes, but I can tell you one thing, it will be one of the worst as far as dialogue and acting goes. Because this shit is setting up to be an absolute aesthetic powerhouse, which could only mean one thing. They're trying to take away all the focus from all the areas of the film. Now that being said, you can't expect that much from a Mission Impossible movie anyway. However, with the writer's strike going on and us pushing for better dialogue and better projects, this film should be a little bit of a turning point leaning towards that better hope. But I don't know. I am very hopeful for this film on certain aspects, but one thing is for sure. This is a Mission Impossible movie, and Tom Cruise is 100 years old. Like all of you, I grew up on Tom Cruise, Jim Carrey, and a whole handful of other talented guys that are old as shit now. Alas, time has to pass, and our heroes have to age and wither away into nothingness. And this film seems like the start of that. Nobody really asked for another Mission Impossible movie. However, we're getting one. Are we upset about it? Fuck no. Did we really need it? Fuck no. Are we gonna watch it? Fuck yeah. I really do hope in this final film they do a proper send-off for Ethan Hunt's character and they pay proper respects to him and not undermine him with some, message spreading, overtly excessively strong Mary Sue or something of the sort, and finally put to rest the Mission Impossible franchise. As we've loved it for decades, we will continue to cherish it even after its time has passed. Allow this to be the final one. We do not want this to be a Fast and Furious situation. And I know I haven't gotten my pathologically obsessed, harsh, nitpicking claws knee-deep in the shitstorm of the Fast and the Furious franchise yet, but believe me, my fellow consumers, it's coming in due time. The Mission Impossible series is a beloved franchise cherished all over the world. I really hope this franchise gets the proper send-off it needs. Because as far as beloved franchises go in modern Hollywood, they've been getting shat out and shat on left and right. And quite frankly, I'm tired of it. And I know Tom Cruise has a large amount of creative control over the Mission Impossible franchises. If he's manning this project again, I'm sure it'll be a great one. However, he was never known for his dialogue, so we can be sure that we're gonna get some shitty low-quality dialogue there, my fellow consumers. But hey, once again, this film was an aesthetic pleaser, not an intellectual mind stimulator. Let's just hope this film was as good as the franchise averages out to be on other films. There's only one thing that gets me kind of worried here. The most recent Mission Impossible film, Mission Impossible 6 Fallout, was the most generic and unmemorable of all the Mission Impossible films. And that terrifies me because that's the last Mission Impossible movie that Tom Cruise did. That being said, he's gonna try to top it like he's tried to top each one after its predecessor. I mean, two old-ass white men fist fighting on top of a moving train? Does it get any fucking sweeter than that, dude? When you try that hard to top a project that came up short, and then you try to top that project, so I'm actually really intrigued and also excited, but also a little worried to see what happens with this new Mission Impossible movie. Now before I bid thee farewell and continue my quest to save Princess Zelda in Tears of the Kingdom, I'll leave you with this gem of a thought. Although this is the 7th installment of the Mission Impossible franchise, it's the first of its kind, as the untamed geriatric adventures, and I sure as fuck hope you enjoy it, my fellow consumer, because I know I will. Closing the door on a franchise like this is sure to bring a tear to my kingdom. Alright, well the video's over, so until next time I guess. Bye for now.